Hi, this is William from Great Affordable Watches, and in this video I'm gonna go through 5 great watches around $500 that are all under 40mm in diameter. I prefer smaller watches at around 40 or under 40mm in diameter, and I have noticed that a lot of you guys who are watching my videos prefer this size as well. And sometimes it can be a bit hard to find reasonable sized watches. So I thought I put together a list of great watches or interesting watches that are all under 40mm in diameter. Watches at this size are easier to find today than it was 1 or 2 years ago. So I'm gonna put together a list of 5 great watches. And if you guys like this kind of video and they want to see more watches at this size, just let me know down in the comment section. But now let's jump right into the list. Okay, let's start with the first one, the Hamilton Khaki Field Automatic 38mm. A lot of you guys know about this watch, that's why I put it first in this video. And this watch get a lot of love, and rightfully so. It's a beautiful watch, and at 38mm, while keeping great specifications at a reasonable price, I think this is one of the best watches at around $500 you can get. It offers a lot of value for your money. I think the Hamilton is just spot on when it comes to aesthetics. It's a beautiful field watch while being a bit more dressy than your typical military inspired field watch. And it got great specifications as well. It got 100-meter water resistance or 1080M. It got a sapphire crystal. It got a fairly thin case, around 11 or 11.5 millimeters. And I think the water resistance of 100 meters while having a thin and small case, I think that's really nice to see. And I will do a full review of this watch in the upcoming month, so stay tuned for that. And it also got the fairly new Hamilton H10 movement, which is based, or it is actually the ETA CO7611 movement. And this is actually not the same movement as the Powermatic 80, even though the specs are very similar at 80 hours of power reserve and 21,600 beats per hour. The CO7611 is of course based on the ETA 2824, but with lowered beat rate and some other changes that I won't go into this video. And the main difference between this movement and the Powermatic 80 found in Certina, Tissot, etc. is that the Powermatic 80 got a plastic escapement. I am pretty sure some other parts are plastic as well. And the H10, also found in Rado watches, don't have plastic parts at all. They are all metal. So I've heard a lot of discussion about the Powermatic 80 and the plastic parts, and some of you guys don't really like it. So this movement don't have plastic parts. I'm not saying that plastic are bad, because plastic can have favorable material properties when it comes to movements, but to those of you who don't want plastic in the movement, this movement doesn't have that. Okay, let's move on to the second watch, and that's the Laurer Neptune, or the Laurer Hydra, which is an upcoming watch from Laurer. And the Laurer, hope I pronounced that right, Neptune is a great looking vintage inspired diver. And I've seen a lot of love for this watch, and personally I think it looks great. It got a sapphire crystal. It's reasonably sized at 39mm with a lug width of 48. It got 200-meter water resistance, the fairly common NH35 from Seiko movement, solid end links, but I think the highlight of this watch is the size of 39mm and the looks. I think this watch looks really nice. Actually one of my favorite microbrand watches. I think it's just really nice looking. The same can be said about the upcoming Hydra. I think that watch looks even better in my opinion. I really like the straight markers instead of the round markers. So yeah, keep a lookout for the upcoming Hydra. I think that will be a great watch. Okay, let's move on to another watch, and that's the Maen Hudson 38. I think I pronounced that right. And this is also from a microbrand. I think they are based in Sweden as well. And I've seen a lot of discussion about this watch. It's 38 millimeters. It's a vintage inspired diver. It got the ETA 2824-2 LBR grade movement. And yeah, I think this is just a great looking watch. You can get a solid case back, and then it offers 200 meters of water resistance, but you can also get a see-through case back, and then it offers 100 meters of water resistance, and that's perfectly fine for me. But I think it's great that they are offering choose between a solid and a see-through case back. But as with this watch, the specs are great for a reasonable price. But I think the design and the looks of this watch is the highlight. And I think even though this takes a lot of inspiration from vintage inspired divers, I think the design is pretty unique with this one, with the black dial and the white chaptering and a hint of color. Yeah, I think this is one of the better looking diving watches at this size and at this price point. I can highly recommend this one. I think it looks great. Okay, let's move on to the fourth watch, and that's the Steinhart Ocean 39 Explorer Plexi. I think this one looks really nice. We got that typical Steinhart build quality and all that. And I've owned a couple of Steinhart and I loved them before. There were some issues or some marketing misses with the movements. They said that some of the premium movements had a top grade ETA movement, I believe, but it turned out it actually had an LBR grade, decorated LBR grade, if I'm not mistaken. So I was a bit disappointed about all that, but Steinhart, as we all know, do some excellent watches at a fairly reasonable price. So they do get a lot of hate, but I think the Ocean 39 Explorer looks really nice. Of course, this is a homage watch. I think it's a mix between a Rolex Explorer and a Rolex Submariner. But I think if you want something vintage inspired and don't mind the homage aspect, I think this is a great watch. It comes with ETA 2824-2 LBR grade and 100 meters of water resistance, a really nice looking plexiglass, 120 click unidirectional bezel, and the typical build quality that Steinhart offers. So yeah, I think this is a great looking watch, and Steinhart do make some excellent watches at the price point, so I think this is a really nice choice if you're looking for this type of watch. Okay, let's move on to the last watch, and I haven't heard really that much talk about this watch. I've been following this brand for quite a while. I think they do some excellent watches, and this watch is the Smith's Everest PRS25, and this is the 36mm version. They have a 40mm version as well, so if you don't want this kind of small watch, you can go for the 40mm. That watch looks great as well. But this is a Explorer homage, and Smith's originally, before it was bought, made watches for the British Army, if I'm not mistaken. So the brand got some history behind it, but there are new owners and I think the brand has been sold. But they do make some excellent watches at a reasonable price, and I think this watch at 36mm, it's a bit small for some, but I think for an Explorer type of watch, I think it's a really great size, and it got the Miura 1950 movement, which I really like. It's 11.3mm thick to the top of the domed sapphire crystal. It got 100 meters of water resistance. So yeah, I think this is a really great watch. I think this is one of my absolute favorite Explorer homage watches. I think this is just a spot on design and offers great value for your money. Okay, that's all, and if you guys like this type of video and want to see more watches under 40mm, just let me know down in the comment section. This is, as I said, my favorite category of watches, and it's really nice to see that there are popping up more and more watches in this size. So yeah, just let me know down in the comment section. And also let me know your favorite watches under 40 millimeters down in the comment section. I would love to hear your favorite watches. So yeah, if you like this video, please leave a like, and if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do that as well. And thanks for watching, and I hope I see you in the next one. Bye.